Okay, so what if I told you there's a hidden timeline, kind of like a secret code tucked away inside the sentences you read every single day? A code that tells you exactly what happened first. Well, today, we're gonna crack it. And honestly, it might just change the way you read forever.
So let's just jump right in with a question. It seems super simple, right? But it's got a surprising little secret. When you see a sentence with two things that happened in the past, how do you actually know which one happened first?
All right, take a look at this sentence. Rita stood under a tree when it began to rain. So, what do you think? Did she get under the tree and then it started to rain? Or did the rain start first, which made her run for cover? I mean, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Okay, that little moment of, I'm not sure. That's the puzzle we're tackling. And believe it or not, there's one simple grammar rule that just solves it perfectly. So let's break this thing down.
You see, there's this hidden rule in English grammar that completely locks in the sequence of events. And look, this isn't just some random trivia for a pop quiz. It's actually a really big deal for how we tell stories and understand simple cause and effect.
Now, to crack this case, every detective needs their tools, right? Our first major clue is all about understanding one of the most basic tenses we use, the simple past.
So, the official definition is that the simple past tense is for an action or a situation that both started and ended at some point in the past. It's a done deal. You can kind of think of it like a closed loop. It's over.
So for instance, I walked to school yesterday. The walking part, it's done. Or, John lived in Paris for 10 years. That whole chapter of his life is finished. I bought a new car 3 days ago. The deal is closed. See? Each one of these things started and ended in the past. Pretty straightforward, right?
All right, so we've got our first clue locked down. Now it's time for the master key. This is the big one, folks, the single rule that's going to solve this whole puzzle for us.
And here it is. This is the entire secret. If a sentence has the word when, and it has the simple past tense in both parts, the action in the when part, the when clause, always happens first. That's it. No exceptions.
This one little rule is basically our secret decoder ring. It's the thing that lets us look back at that sentence about Rita and know with 100% certainty exactly what happened in what order.
Okay, master key in hand, let's do this. Time to go back and finally crack this case. Let's solve the timeline.
So, here's our original puzzle again. Rita stood under a tree when it began to rain. Okay, let's apply our rule. First step, find the when clause. Easy enough, right? It's when it began to rain. And according to our new rule, that action happened first. So the timeline is suddenly crystal clear. Step 1, it began to rain. Then, step 2, Rita stood under a tree. The rain was the cause and her action was the effect. Simple as that.
Okay, let's try it on another one, just to make sure we've got it. How about this? When Mrs. Chu heard a strange noise, she got up to investigate. And yep, both verbs, heard and got up, are simple past. So, what's the when clause here? It's when Mrs. Chu heard a strange noise. That means that's what happened first. Step 1, she heard the noise. Step 2, she got up to investigate. Boom, another clear cause and effect.
All right, one more, just to really hammer it home. When I dropped my cup, the coffee spilled on my lap. A painful but great example.
The when clause is when I drop my cup. So that's step 1. And the direct, unfortunate result? The coffee spilled. See? Once you know the rule, the timeline is just obvious.
Now this is where things get really, really cool. Just look at how one tiny little change to a word can flip the entire timeline on its head. If the sentence was, Rita was standing under a tree, that changes everything. It means she was already there, maybe just hanging out when the rain started. But in our sentence, Rita stood, it tells a totally different story. The rain starts and then she moves under the tree. The entire meaning, the cause and effect, it all gets reversed by that one little grammar choice. How cool is that? So, after all that detective work, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you need to remember to spot these hidden timelines everywhere you look?
It all boils down to this, really. First, the simple past tense is for a totally completed action. And second, when you've got a sentence with two of those simple past verbs and the word when is in there, just find the when part. That action always happens first. It's the cause, and the other part is the effect. Every single time. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. You now have the key. You can unlock these hidden timelines in basically everything you read. So as you go about your day, whether you're reading the news, a book, or even just scrolling through emails, keep an eye out. How many of these little cause and effect stories can you spot now that you know the secret?